Yeah, I'm so extra. Express myself, I'm next up. Yeah, one more you say. Coming up. Yeah. Come up now. Come on, can't stop me. Come on. You coming up.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the House of Peach. I hope that you did not think that we were not going to come on this evening because of some technical difficulties, but we're here. So if you are on House of Peach page, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube, Morgan's page, my page, you should know that we are live and we are expecting you to join us this evening. We are so happy to have you on for the last Tuesday in the month, which is our He Said, She Said topic. And nobody said that they wanted to come and join us. So we have a special guest, but we still have it available. If you want to join us, we can send you the link where you can come in and put in your 2 cents and have a conversation with us about our topic this evening. Morgan, how are you?
I am great, actually. Had to take a minute to think about it, but yeah, I'm actually really, really good. I spent the weekend in a training for my doula biz.
How was
Taking a
that?
nice little step up. It was good. It was refreshing. It's good to go over things that you already know, get some new information. I definitely got some amazing tidbits to really business wise do what I need to do. So yeah, I'm excited about that, and we're a low key week, so I can't complain. How about you? How you doing?
To be truthful, I am not doing well, but I'm going to push through.
Yeah.
So those of you that know, I was in Orlando, not this weekend, but the weekend before at a conference and got the news that my grandfather passed away. So I've been dealing with that the week. And then I just got back in town Sunday evening because the services were this Saturday. So this has affected me a lot. It really has. So I've been pushing through these past couple of days. I didn't take any time off work, which I probably should have, but it's been hard. It's been difficult. So I have the obituary is on my counter, and I keep flipping it over so I can't see his face. And then every time I walk by, it's like it's flipped back over. Like, who's flipping this over? Like, I can't. So it's been hard. And then some other things have taken place. I was supposed to see Jason and that didn't happen. So all of that on top of everything else has really gotten to me. And I believe in being real. I'm not going to come on like, oh, everything is great, I'm doing well. No, I'm not. I am not okay today.
Right.
But we are going to do this show. We're going to have a great time. We are going to enjoy having Gigi on. I am excited about having her come in and here and there and talk. But yeah, so enough about that and the sadness.
No, but listen, it's okay to not be okay. And it takes
Yeah.
a very strong and vulnerable person to be able to say, I'm not okay, even in
Yeah.
the space where everyone's looking for you to be. So it's all good. What we do, as sisterhood, we carry each other when we're not okay. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? We make sure that we're good. So it's okay. And no, I love you.
Oh, I love you too. And this is a new me, really, because I once upon a time internalized everything and I always put up the
Mhm.
good front and the good face. Like everything was good, everything was great. And then I would go home when it was just me and just fall apart. But when I came out, everybody saw this happy, joyful April and nothing, she's conquering the world. But no, now that I understand, look, you just have to, number one, give yourself grace, which I have never done, is give myself grace, but
Yeah.
be vulnerable. Because what I found is people are tired of fakeness. They're tired of the phony. and you can't be effective in whatever you witness or talk to someone about unless they know you're going to be real. You can give them this plastic version of you, but if it's not real, they're not buying that. They need to have people they can relate to. So
Right,
the
absolutely.
new April, the new and improved April says, I am not well. So you need to check on me. I'm strong, and it takes nothing away from strength and being able to do things. But right now, I'm bold enough and big enough to say, yeah, not a good day.
Yeah,
I love seeing your face, and
yeah.
I love being on House of Peach. So we are going to have the energy up, up, up. And we're going to talk about our topic today of communication and labels.
Yes, yes, yes. Hey, Aziza. Hey, Lindsay. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all.
Hey, everybody.
Um,
Can I get to my Facebook page? Let me see.
so
I got
yeah,
a
I
whole
was like, listen, everyone.
I got a whole lot of stuff going on here.
I was like, labels is something that we're taught very young to do.
Oh my goodness, I can't. You hear that? Oh, go ahead and talk. I'm gonna mute myself while I get this together. See, this is what we do.
You're all good.
Oh my God, where's Jeff? He needs to be out here.
So yeah, like a lot of people, labels are something that happens at childhood. We're taught to organize via labeling. It's very easy for us to get labeled. I mean, it's like, okay, the kids in the shortest to tallest order, or you've got your your special education students, you have your gifted and talented students. Like, everyone's always putting someone into some kind of category, even when it comes to race. So I think it's important to talk about labeling, because obviously for organization purposes, labeling something or labeling a group of people is okay. But when is labeling not okay? How do we effectively use labeling? What happens when we have labels like anxiety and depression, like bipolar, like, honestly, entrepreneur? That's a label. What exactly does that mean? And what does it mean to the other people that we're interacting with? How do they, when they listen to these, or they hear these labels, what exactly goes on in someone else's, mind? So yeah, I want us to get a little bit deeper into conversation and communication, how we can communicate with other people that may be labeled differently, or may see things differently, may look different than us. And how exactly do we navigate that? Because, when it comes to business, we're always dealing with people.
Right.
And if you're not underneath a rock, you're going to encounter someone that is not like you.
Right.
And you're going to have to be able to communicate in some shape, form, or fashion.
Yeah, and those labels can be either positive or negative. We have to be very mindful of what we speak out of our mouths. And I think about how people put these labels on their children, and they say things and they call them different things, but you're just putting that in them for them to become that, even if they aren't.
Yes.
But even with entrepreneurship, like if I put that label on you as an entrepreneur, then as you hear that, like, you know what? Yeah, that could build up so much confidence in you, even if you aren't an entrepreneur yet. If someone says, you know what, you have that entrepreneurial spirit,
Yeah.
and you may start to delve into something that you would not have even considered just because they put that name out there for you. So being aware of what we speak. Oh yeah, and I try my best daily to watch what I say and what I allow to come out, because there's consequences, both positive and negative, for that. So
Very much so.
I'm going to label someone or label myself, that it's something that I want to own, something that I want to live up to, or I want it to be a part of my life. Otherwise, no. But as we think about, like you said, with entrepreneurship and how that goes, we have to be careful about those labels that we're placing, because we could get the wrong idea about another company or a business or a CEO based on something that someone else has said or based on something someone has given for that person. So,
right. Or even when you think about just when it comes to naming your business, and
yeah,
especially if you plan on having multiple businesses, it's like they say, you know, when you name your parent company, you do not name it anything specific. You don't label it anything so that you're not pigeonholed to something specific. So
yeah,
coming up with something that's just like, you know, Green Goblin. Green Goblin doesn't mean anything.
mhm,
So it could be a sneaker, you know, line. It could be a juice line. It could be, you know, so many different services. So making sure that you understand what that label means, or even finding a label where it's like, okay, I've only done food. Do you get pigeonholed in the label that you put yourself in?
yeah,
For the industry, like, can you be flexible? Can you find, you know, more creative ways rather than the standard use
yeah,
of what your, you know, what your box is, so to speak, so that
right.
you don't feel like you're too confined. So yeah, I love talking about being outside of the box. You
Mhm.
know, I used to, like you were saying, I used to take a lot of things personally. You call me a name, you give me your point of view, whatever. I internalize that. So
Yeah.
now it's one of those things that's like, listen, if it sticks and it's something that applies to me, then great, I'll take it in. If not, it's going to be like, you know, I have we call it a windshield, and my wipers are just gonna,
Hmm.
you know, wipe it off and keep it moving. So
Yeah, I was that same way too. Definitely with that. And you were
yeah,
talking about pigeonholing. Teach my students that because there's so many areas of surgery that you can go into. And I always tell them, look, if you want to go through this program, as difficult as it is, don't just confine yourself to one specialty. Like, don't do this for 2 years and then go to labor and delivery. And that's not knocking labor and delivery because I love labor and delivery, but there's neurosurgery, there's transplants, there's orthopedic surgery, and if all I'm doing is delivering babies, as grand as it is, I'm, shortchanging myself from all the other stuff that I could be involved in. So I'm like, look,
right,
if you want to do that, then that's your cup of tea, then by all means. But for me, I need to have my hands in all of it. So I'm in transplant. I'm doing vascular. I'm doing orthopedic. I'm doing all of that stuff because that's who I am.
right.
I do
Well,
that.
I look at this situation like, if that were me, I would want to know more than one, because sometimes a lot of those get coupled together. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? You might end up in a situation where you've got to do this C-section, but then at the same time, you know, the birthing person might need a transplant. And so now it's like, okay, now we get to pick whether or not we send April with the baby here, or is she staying here with, you know what I mean?
Right. And
So
that actually happened when I was living in Arizona and I was working at one of the hospitals in labor and delivery. And the mom, she had to have an emergency C section, but because she was hemorrhaging, she had to have a hysterectomy right after they delivered the baby, which was so sad. But the tech that was there only knew C-sections, didn't know what tray, what sutures, what supplies. And so they're calling me in and I'm off and they're calling me in. So I got to fly in, fly down the road and get there to help because they have no clue what they're doing. So
mhm,
that's a clear sign, like, and I don't ever want to be that way. I don't, even in business, like, I don't want to just, I want to have, like you said, have that business with the big umbrella, the name, and just have many pieces underneath it. That way you have especially one of our guests, oh God, I can't remember her name, but she was saying that whatever agitates you and whatever like bothers you may be an area that you need to delve into. So if
yeah,
I just keep myself in one area, then that part I may never even enter into. But if I have like an enterprise, then I can put whatever I want into that enterprise and just have, flourishing businesses or areas under that big umbrella. So yeah,
absolutely.
I like to be well rounded in different areas.
I feel like that's definitely necessary. That was a piece of what I got in the training this weekend,
Mm-hmm.
and being able to look at what you do. Because, like, birth work is very vast. There's a lot of different areas that you can get into. You know what I mean? There are people who just do placentas. There are people who just do birth. There are people who just do postpartum, just lactation. So there's a lot of different areas, and there's so many even facets in between there. Just like
Right.
I do birth, I focus a lot on adoptee and, adoption services
Mhm.
specifically. So there's a niche that's in there. So being able to see that, I guess that specialty, and
Yeah.
now then being able to find a couple of different things that are going to be able to pull some, people in who
Right.
actually need the service. That's, how you do it. So, and they don't have to be anything that's grandiose. You know what I mean? It could be very minimal, but some key things you can turn around and do workshops on top of the big things that you're doing to be able to, create what you're looking for.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
well,
Thank you.
listen, I'm excited because of like we get to put another pin on this map, and like
Oh my God, y'all are not ready for this guest. I had to look this place up because I'm like, I've never heard of that place. Let me find out where this is. Go ahead and introduce her. I'm excited. And her accent is amazing. So
yes, her accent is amazing.
I just want
Her
to hear her talk.
energy is amazing. Her smile is infectious.
And she's gorgeous too. Oh my
Yes,
goodness.
I know. It's like I almost felt it's so funny that you say that because the first time that we connected via Zoom to do the interview, the
Mhm.
first time I saw her, I felt like I had a flashback. Who was it? I don't know if it was Dave Chappelle or it might have been Jamie Foxx, but they were talking about the first time that they ever saw Prince. And it
Mhm.
was like one of those, like, oh my gosh, like he's just so gorgeous. He's like a fawn, a deer in the garden, just like this beautiful thing. And I was like, oh my goodness, she is.
And you know the picture that we have on the flyer, I'm like, oh wow, she's beautiful. But then when we saw her just a few minutes ago, I was like, oh my God, look at her. So
Exactly. I am so excited. I had the most amazing conversation with her, and I was like, okay, we've got to do something different when it comes to Gigi. Like we've got to fill her in a completely different space because what she's got to share, who she is, even is like just absolutely phenomenal. And I feel like this plays very perfectly into communications and labels because she's got she's got a very unique, and I think it needs to be more adapted point of view when it comes to labeling and communication and how we deal with each other when it comes to these labels. So without further ado, let me introduce Gigi.
Gigi.
Hi there.
Hello.
Hi. First of all, thank you for the introduction. It's very sweet of you. And wanted to say something. If you are not feeling okay right now, even my grandma is dying, and
Hmm.
so I can completely relate to you and imagine me in hospital. I'm like, guys, I need to feel. I'm going to cry. I'm gonna hold your hand, Nana. I know you do not like to see me cry, but I'm gonna cry
Yeah.
because I need the cry. And then I
Yeah.
cried for 5 seconds. Stay. I have to go and do a nice bath so I can cry more. And I
Mm.
went into a 9-degree session. I'm like, cry. And I like, oh, okay, fine. So believe me, sometimes we are raised in such a society where crying, oh my God, she's crying, stop crying,
Mhm.
that we are suppressing ourselves and our
Yeah.
feelings, and we're not feeling. And you said I know I'm meant to get off work what I believe rather than get off work, feel, cry,
Mhm.
scream, shout, not with your man or anyone, but just go near cliff. And I was last time in a place there was a man who was screaming, and he felt embarrassed, when he saw me. And I'm like, I'm gonna scream like louder. Let's do this, you know. Let's help people.
Oh
Let's
my
leave it
goodness.
out. Let's just feel.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what this is about, the communications and labels. And
I
another
love that.
thing, on another note, we are also raised in a narcissistic society.
Mm.
So if we put ourselves in the shoes of a narcissistic, we're going to see that we do all have some narcissistic traits. So when it comes to the labeling, we're going to understand that sometimes we're labeling everything and seeing everything as if it's something wrong. If there's no narcissistic within us, then we will always judge every narcissistic we're going to see without understanding where they're coming from and recognizing the pattern, because we can recognize it in ourselves. So we can like, bye, Strauss, see ya another time, you know? So it's like there is that overlap between labeling and the isolation and the sense of belonging. So when the labeling is going to give you that sense of belonging. So I don't see it sometimes as bad when we say short, tall. Listen, humans say yes or no to everything. That's judgment. When is it going to be wrong? When is it going to be right? It's the same thing. I don't know whether I'm short or tall. I think I'm average. And I think I'm getting taller. I don't know. Maybe it's my mind.
I'm gonna let you know. Apparently, I got taller. Okay, in the last like 2 years, so you might just roll with it.
I think so. I'm considering myself taller, or my mindset has gone so high that I'm just walking like this right now, and I think
I love that.
I got taller, but I didn't. Anyways, it doesn't matter. But the thing is this: I was always this shy that even if you're gonna tell me you're short, and so even when there was once a bully, I was eating like a hot dog, and this bully came to me and told me, like, you look ugly. And I was like, you talking to the mirror or something? Anyway, I'm gonna eat the hot dog, So, and mostly they blame it because of the fact that I'm neurodivergent, because I am ODHD, means I'm autistic and ADHD and dyslexic and confetti and this and
confetti. I love it. Yes.
It's like every time they gave me a label, I'm like,
and add that on, and add that on. Yeah,
exactly. I'll do that.
Add that on. It's like a Summer Sparkle Guys fireworks. So the thing is this: I am just the kind of person that it slides a bit. That's how I am. But they consider, if you go to the medical part, the medical field, since I'm a researcher and I'm dealing with medical people, so they do consider me as I'm the person who's a bit nonchalant, because I'm the kind of person, imagine sometimes you say jokes and I'm like this.
Right.
And then imagine my friend, she's like, just kidding, it's a laugh. Oh wait, let me laugh. Wasn't So these things, I don't consider them that make sense to label, because I think that's a matter of character. There are people who are using the right and the left part of the brain, so it's where the creative thinking comes and the logical thinking comes. So the thing is this, that you're always going to have something that you're disabled in, because you're not going to have my abilities, and that's a disability. So the thing is this, when you're labeling me, I had this debate with another neurodivergent, actually. She's an activist, and she started speaking to me, and she said, why are you saying that it's a superpower? Why are you doing this? You are like dismantling everything I'm trying to do and trying to fight for our disability. Listen, I do understand that sometimes there are people who need support more than others in specific area. That's why support is meant to be custom made. And I do understand why you're seeking for the disability badge, because society, unless you have the disability label, they're not going to help you. So I do get it, that.
Yeah.
But guess why you're in hospital and I'm not? Because I had a year and a half, I had malignant lumps, transverse myelitis, paralysis, you name it, for a year and a half. I was not speaking. I'm like, I'm gonna live. And the thing is this, that I was shedding all of my toxic traits. and all of my stigmas and because all of the things I thought was sliding off of me, they were still affecting me. That's why I told you, girl, just feel, do an ice bath, feel the coldness, do whatever you need, go and scream it out. You need
Yeah.
it, believe me. You think you don't need it, but we're constantly doing, and
Yeah.
we're sort of feeling, because when we're gonna feel, we think we're gonna collapse.
Yeah.
But guess what? Believe in your ability to get back up. I want to collapse on the floor, but you're going to die. No, I'm just going to feel myself. And get back up.
Right. You got to do it as glamorous as that, though. You know, you got to feel yourself with
Wait
it.
a minute, I want to do it glamorous like that, though. I want to.
Listen, when I do it, I'm not glamorous. But imagine me while crying. I am on my own. I'm so entertaining, actually. While crying, I'm like, I look at the mirror. I'm like, oh my god, what an ugly crier! But at the same time, you look gorgeous. Why are you speaking to yourself? I'm so entertaining. I was crying. Okay, cry again. That kind of thing, you know. My friends, they're just literally sometimes. I don't know whether we want to hug you or eat popcorn. I don't know what's going on. It says, you can hug me. I need the hug, but not too much.
That's
Not too much. Yes.
yes.
Don't need to overstimulate me, but just a little bit.
Exactly. You know, because as a neurodivergent, I'm saying this so that people can relate. When I speak, I don't say as a neurodivergent, I'm like this, but the neurodivergent people who are watching me, they're going to relate more. Those who are diagnosed, they're considered those people who do not like to be touched as much. As much as I'm a person who do not like to be touched as much, I love to be touched by my close people, and I want to touch you, but not all the time. I just want to connect with you. Sometimes I want to meet up with you. I know that's my friends always tell me, but that's the most amazing thing, because you always know when we're not okay and you're not there. I feel them. I feel when they're down, I feel when they're angry, I feel emotions. So what I believe neurodivergent people are people, they're being labeled as neurodivergent, but these are those people who feel the most. They feel everything. That's why alexithymia comes in. That's when you are overwhelmed with all of the senses, everything around you, and in some other places it's called high empathy. That's it. I am highly empathic. And you know what's amazing? I'm going to love you to bits. And if you're not going to act up, I'm going to come and literally drag you and push you in the sea, in the stormy sea, so you get the up. Okay?
Right? This is the kind of person you want in your circle, right?
Yes. Can you?
Yeah.
I'm coming to
I am a lone wolf, so the few people I have, that's what we do. I tell them, listen, if you can't do that, it's fine, but I can't be around you because you're going to drag me down. You're going to drown me. And I'm not going to judge you for it because we're not always aligned. But doesn't mean I want to drown. Listen, I'm a good swimmer and I swim in the open sea for a reason. So what? Now you come and you drown me? No. I mean, just remove the chain and bye, ciao. You're going to drown. I am sorry for you, but die.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about that boundary for a minute, because that's so hard for a lot of people to be able to do. And a lot of it is, like you were saying in the beginning, it has to do with that connection or wanting to feel like you're connected or belonging. But how do you get over that so that you're not drowning? Because we see so many people that will allow themselves to be drowned just because they're valuing that connection over the boundary.
First of all, that's the biggest heartache. I had breakups over this, and they were the most amazing beings. And I knew their potential. They have grown so much since they were with me. But then I realized that they are stuck. And the only way to help them get out of it is what I have is very, very pure connections. And I have ended everything peacefully with everyone. So we're at peaceful terms in a way that I have the mother of my exes my door is open anytime, even though if your ex has found another woman and she's gonna look at you and frown, and it's like it was so peaceful. And there was a time I was helping even the niece of my ex for her to get to university because she wasn't depressed. While I was passing through the breakup of my ex, and he was very narcissistic, and I had malignant lumps all over my body. But my help is like this. Do you want my help? Yes or no? If it's a yes, that means you're going to listen and value what I'm going to say by acting on my opinion.
Yeah.
If not, listen. I don't got any saliva to waste.
See, I can use that somewhere else. So for
yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Even my shit is valuable, okay?
No, thank you.
Oh my God. I love it. I love it.
No, thank you.
Oh my God.
That is how you set the boundary. This is the thing. We're going to go back to the labels. The thing is this. There's something called mending. I hope my accent is not interfering with the way I'm pronouncing it, but I think it's right. It's MANDING, mending.
Okay.
So mending is when babies start crying for milk. That's a skill set that is naturally innate within us. It's when we demand something. So with autistics, sometimes they say some are nonverbal and some do not speak for a specific reason, because sometimes, like me, it took me a while to speak because I didn't find any reason to speak. I saw lots of people speaking for no reason. That saliva of yours is expensive. So my mom thought I had a problem. I was choosing not to speak. Sometimes the parents are so occupied, oh my God, that they're not realizing that it's a choice autistics are making because they're very logical thinkers. And I'm like, no, this is... In fact, there's research stating that they do not ask for help or don't do the mending thing sometimes because unless it's valuable for them or relevant, they don't do it. So the thing is this, to help them out with mending, what you can do is give them a drawing book and tell them color. Don't give them any crayons. They will ask for the crayons. And that's what is missing in motherhood. We're coddling our children. We need to help them to ask for help, to do sometimes they're going to fall and you're not going to run immediately and coddle them. You're just going to be like, oh my goodness, you fell. What are you going to do next? Do you think you're able to? I think you are able to get back up. I mean, you can see it in your eyes. Come on. And they will you're literally helping to have a mindset that when you are not there, you're creating something that is invincible, that can get back up. Not codependent.
Yeah.
So so this technique in autism is not only in autism. This is an innate skill set. So maybe autistic people, they just needed a bit more. But autistic people or ADHD people, neurodivergent people, they have hyperfixation. They're able to learn one skill during the night that it takes ages for other person to learn. Is that other person disabled? You have a different ability than mine. We have a unique DNA for a reason.
Right.
We're meant to be different. Some to a more and lesser degree. But none of us are actually disabled. At the same time, all of us are disabled.
Yeah. She put a whole new definition on disabled, didn't she?
She did. I'm sitting here like, man. Wow. Let me chew on that a little bit.
I'm over here taking notes like, yo, she's dropping a whole lot of gems over here. And and this is how my interview was.
Oh my goodness gracious.
I didn't want it to stop. We had such an amazing conversation. I was like, okay, when is it? 27th February? Oh dear.
I know. Listen, I was over here like secretly like, so I'm going to send her a message after this episode and be like, will you be my friend? Like this.
Well, listen, we have already established this.
Exactly.
If you're going to be my friend, I'm into tough love, baby.
Listen,
tough love.
Yeah. Look, bring it on. Bring it
I'm
on.
gonna love you to that. But when it's time to go to do that cold swim, to feel or do, you're gonna do it, and you're going, even if you don't want to do it, you're gonna get your ass there, and you're just gonna soak it, wash it, and if there's a jellyfish, you tell it to move. Imagine, that's what we did last time with my friend. But there are jellyfish, they're gonna move for us.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
And
right.
you know what happened? You can't believe it. It's all in the mind, man. So
Yes.
the thing is this, that as I told her, no, watch, they're gonna move. An area without jellyfish developed. So I told her to jump. And she said, what? How are we gonna go? They will move. So I'm gonna jump first. I jumped, and then inside of me, like, Jesus Christ, please don't tell us that.
Please let these jellyfish move. Please let these jellyfish
Please let the jellyfish move. I believe in you. Yes, I believe you. I mean, come on, you walked on water. All you have to do is just move a jellyfish. You know? So I literally jumped to the sea, and not once there was a storm of jellyfish. Not one jellyfish touched us. So it's these little things. We do them for a reason.
Yeah.
It's not, and you have, listen, don't, now this is not a signal, not a sign. Oh my God, this is a sign I need to swim with the jellyfish. No, don't go kill yourself. There's no self-harm here, okay? It's about feeling. We go with the feeling. If you get this scary feeling of not wanting to do something, that's because you need to do it. Because there's a lesson behind it. So that's when we do it. I tell her, my friends ask me, but do you feel it? No. So we're not going to do it. But if I feel it, we're going to do it no matter how hard it's going to be.
Yeah.
We're going to do it very amateurly. And literally, I remember there was my friend, and it was really stormy that day. And for other people, it would just look like a bunch of crazy or something. So, but for us, for me, I remember there was this guy who told me, "Oh my God, you're crazy." I prefer courageous, but for you, it's easier to say crazy because you want the excuse to not do it, right? I understand.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. It's better if you label it as crazy, because self-growth requires some level of craziness where you're like, you know, I might die in the process, but let's do this.
Right, yeah.
And that's how I remember I was in hospital with oxygen mask. I was not breathing. I mean, you can breathe air normal now, even I can. But at that time, I couldn't. And I'm a researcher studying about the effects of the cold and this and that. And I am chained in this mindset of pills and this. And then I'm like, you know what? You're not doing? You are someone who experiments in the lab. Go experiment with life. I might die. You're dying anyways. Oh, okay. So,
might as well enjoy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's literally me in my mind. So I had this fever. It wasn't going down. I had delirium. I do not recommend this until you know what you're doing, guys. But I knew what I was doing. I drove myself like Cruella de Vil. That kind of driving. I'm like, is that a man? No, I'm hallucinating. You know? And then there was this stormy sea. And I said, I'm going to jump in this stormy sea in the waves. Either I'm going to die or live. And I felt this feeling within me. As soon as I jumped, I'm like, if I die, Jesus, you better catch me. Yeah? So then I remember me jumping, and something inside of me, it's like I was baptized. No fever, no nothing. And then I thought of doing it only once. Oh my God, I'm healed. Good. That's it. That's our problem. As soon as we're healed, I'm talking to myself right now, okay? As soon as we are healed, that's it. Game over. We did it. No, you need to continue doing it, not when you're not okay, but when you're okay. So what happened?
Yeah.
Here it comes again. Yeah, exactly.
What happened? I was paralyzed for for a month.
Wow.
Why? Yeah, you need not to walk because all you do is doing, and you never think, you are never being with your emotions, you don't feel, you do not cry, and so stay in bed. So that's when I started journaling. That's when I remember the doctors telling my mom that I didn't have so much time to live. And when they looked at me and told me, you don't have that much time to live. And I was like, who are you, Jesus?
Oh my.
And then I looked them in the eye, I remember, and I told them, watch me heal.
Wow.
Not coming back until another year, and I'm going to be without the oxygen mask, without the cancer, without the active myelitis, without arthritis. I still have it a bit, but you got the point.
Yeah.
So the thing is that I beat all of that. It was crucial. There was a time I had to literally tie myself because I really wanted to suicide, but it did hurt. The pain was enormous. And there is this, there's always two voices. Jesus? And the one who loves to shake it, shake it. So,
Right.
exactly. So he's like, you know what? Shut the fuck up. I don't want to know. And then he says something, but maybe this is something you want to hear. And then he knows that I have problems with curiosity. So I'm like, do I? No, you don't. But I still want to know. It's not going to affect me. No, it never affects you. So the thing is this, then you have to be careful. That's when I tied myself to make sure I remembered that day, because now I have no problem. So even suicidal thoughts or anything. But I was coming from a society that when things get bad, we will always want these bad thoughts to overwhelm us. It overwhelms us. And what we do, I realize that we go to the suicidal option because we want attention. Because that's the only way we're going to get attention sometimes. And then I realized, you want attention? Good. Heal. Then get the right attention. Because you're seeking the wrong one. Of course, that wasn't me speaking at that time. That was Jesus.
Yeah, we put that word. He said you want some attention, heal first.
Yeah. So I'm like, you're a preacher. That's what I'm known for. That wasn't how he spoke to me, but yeah, I'm a bit exaggerating. So, anyways, so when I remember passing through this moment, it was amazing because I really was hearing his voice, not literally in this way, because I'm exaggerating. He always comes and say just one sentence, and then I have to understand it for the rest of the month. Because he already knows what he's saying, but he really speaks in parables. And during those moments when you're in pain and when you're in grief, you really do hear voices, and you're not bipolar. You are downloading that information from the universe. It could be the universe, it could be Allah, it could be Jesus, because I'm a neutral person. I have friends that are Muslims, I have friends that are Shiites, I have friends that are Buddhist, whatever. I can be your friend as long as you do whatever you need to do to heal.
Yeah.
I am the first one to read the Quran with you, even though that's not my faith. Because if you say you believe in Allah, you're going to read that Quran and you're going to not twist it, and you're going to stick to those values that you said that you are going to stick to. Because I'm not here to convince you about my faith. I'm here to see that whatever you believe in, you stick to. If not, see you in another life. Maybe another decade or something. Anyways, so that's the thing. It's not, we are so fighting about the messenger. What about the message?
Yeah.
What about supporting your friends when they don't have the same religion? And calling their crap?
Yeah.
And you better know that religion because they're going to twist it, and then you come up with the verse. No, that's not true. The Quran said, why do I find you in my ass?
Yeah.
Because there was an itch that you needed to scratch. So
Oh my
basically,
goodness. Now, will you please tell everyone where you are? I want them to know exactly where you are right now.
that is something of an FBI kind of thing,
Oh,
because
Well,
I'm
give us the
attempting to do
region.
not disclose my geography or anything. I want to be considered as this person which doesn't is not concerned by geography,
mm,
by status, or anything. So I have a face, but consider me faceless. Consider me like
uh,
not a human being, just someone who has a body. That's
uh,
it. So I'm not going to disclose where am I, because
uh-huh.
I can be everywhere but nowhere.
Ah,
There you go.
there you go. Everywhere but nowhere. All
Nowhere.
right. I
That's
am loving
Well,
it.
that's a special pin on our map. Everywhere
Yeah,
but
but
nowhere. That's
nowhere.
we're gonna put a
And you
big
know what?
special pin on
When
there.
you're everywhere but nowhere, imagine someone, your friend calls you. Where are you? Everywhere but nowhere.
Wasn't it in that movie Lucy?
yes. I was just watching that the other day.
She's like, I'm everywhere.
Exactly. You can feel me if you want to, but
Mm,
seeing me is another thing. Close
okay.
your eyes and you might.
Oh,
Open them and you see the light.
I love her.
I do too.
I hurt
I
you.
absolutely do. Jackie is on here. She's like, her energy is amazing. She says she loves you.
Yes.
Yes. We
You
just
see, everywhere but nowhere, Jackie, I do not know you. I do not see you. I feel your energy too.
said,
The connection is there. And I think it's an internet connection.
oh my goodness, y'all. We are having so much fun here with Gigi. Oh my goodness. I could just sit and listen to you talk and just laugh because even in the humor, you are giving some really important things, some things that we don't consider. We all that whole thing about us being disabled, like that's real. Like, oh my God, we really are.
I
And the whole thing with the kids and how, I think about when my kids were learning how to ride a bike and how they would fall off. And I'm like, oh my God. When I should say, oh, you fell. What are you going to do? Get up. You got this. But I didn't do that. To do that. Oh my goodness. So my youngest daughter is,
That
I got to break her out of that because she's in that. Oh, mommy. No, get away from me. Go over here. Go over here. Yeah, all right. Get out. Go do that.
I think it's something from A you're going to Z.
Mm.
I think that you need to find the middle grounds.
The middle ground.
Yeah.
All right,
I'm
I'll
like,
find a
oh
middle.
baby, and they're like,
All right,
you
I'll
come
find.
near me, okay? And I'm going to act like you're the devil.
yeah,
So you need to find the middle ground.
Okay, all right. I'll find the middle ground. I will do that.
I'm sure you will.
I
I'm sure
will.
you will. The fact
yeah.
that you're here while passing, that's what I did. When you were talking about what you're passing through and you're still here and pushing through, I mean, come on, you should do this. Thank you. I'm proud of you. That's the first thing I would do.
Mm.
I mean, last time I was in the traffic and there was a guy who was drinking beer and he was like, because I was like, oh, so I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. But why? He was like, what are you doing? I'm loving myself.
Uh,
I'm proud of the struggles I had. You know what I did on that day? I woke up.
yeah, right.
Yes. That is something that we need to say, I'm proud of you. Because sometimes our mind tells us to not get out of that bed. And there were times that it took me till 4 p.m. for me to get out of that bed.
Mm.
And every time there's that shaky who tells you, stay. The
Mhm.
bed loves you. It's your Prince Charming. Wait for you, Snow White. Look how white you are. He's coming, the prince. Why do I need the prince to come and kiss my lips? And he's a stranger. Who wants a stranger to kiss their lips?
I can't lie. That's definitely crossed my mind too.
No, stay away. Keep
Right.
your lips to yourself, sir. I'm good.
Exactly. Excuse me, we need to have 1 month conversation.
Right.
Literally on a chat basis, not seeing our faces so I can vet you. This is
Darn
another
right.
thing, ladies. Ladies, don't just throw yourself at men. Vet them. When I say vet them, okay, don't play hard to get. We have no time for games. It's the same thing like the saliva. So the thing is this. So you just vet them, ask the right questions. But first, you need to do these 2 years on your own. Know what you like. Romanticize yourself. Sit down. I used to go self date alone, and I imagine literally a child, my face when I was a child. What are your hobbies? What do you like? And I'll start. Sometimes it took me time, but lots of time. Some people say that autistics, they have problems with interoception. What is interoception? It's the feeling of knowing what's happening to your body. So sometimes whether you're hungry or whether you're hot or whether you're cold, it depends. So the thing is this: I realized I was having this problem with interoception. Now not anymore. Am I neurodivergent anymore? Oh my god, I'm cured, but there's no cure. No, it's not about the cure, it's not about the label. It's about sitting down, and we have to really understand how to increase the intellect of the mind, not by conditioning ourselves. Okay, fine. Labels are going to help you to feel that sense of belonging. We all want to go to a group of people. Listen, if your grandma didn't die, don't come and tell me, I imagine how you felt. Go kill your grandma. I mean, not literally.
Yeah, but we get it. Yeah.
Not literally, guys, not literally. But then you're going to understand my loss. It's the same thing of labeling. People want to be surrounded by people who know how they're feeling. Not by just saying, but they're gonna know it, and you're gonna feel that they know it. They want that sympathy and empathy, and that is totally fine. But you have to remember, once you're gonna drown, it's like, oh, oh my goodness, look what happened to me, and now my boobs have shrunken and I have nothing to live for. That is the self-victimization stage. That is the problem. That's when the labels are no longer a pro, but they became a con. Because of the simple reason that now you're drowning, consider yourself disabled, and you're conditioning your mind to consider yourself as anything but this amazing being with potential. And guess what? You have been born for a reason. We are waiting for you to turn into this hero that the world needs. Where are you? In the toilet. Doing diarrhea because you think you're useless.
Wow.
So that's the thing that I started thinking about. Having said that, that's when I said, so in a society that are whining, I hate complaining, but then I realized I complain myself. So I started not doing this to others. You complain. And I thought I was not a judgmental person, but I was less than others doesn't mean I'm not.
Mhm.
And everyone is. If you say no, you're just a liar, and you love it. So the thing is this, that in a society that complains what the world has gone to, are you going to be there with them whining? Oh my goodness, the world has gone to smithereens. Or are you going to be there grinding to collect the pieces?
Wow.
And that's when I decided I want to grind. I want to heal myself. I watched kids waiting in line after me to get that machine or they die for their oxygen. I want to help them. What if I have a child and tells me, mommy, mommy, and he's in that line? Oh, believe me, I'm going to get the scissors and cut the line. Because that something has to be done, and I'm not the kind of person I'm going to watch you die. The only person who's going to stop me is Jesus. No other person is going to stop me. She's going to come and tell me your child is going to die. What are you, blind? She's protected by Jesus. Do
Mm.
you see that white light? No, you can't see it. You need glasses. That's the thing. And you can't see it. And it could be, what I'm trying to say, it could be Jesus, could be Allah, it could be business. I don't care. We're all protected. And God is within us. It's inside of us.
Mhm.
So the most important thing is that whoever you're following is not belittling anybody's other's journey. That is not something that is going to take you anywhere. It's going to take you somewhere, but it's going to be in a black hole.
Mm.
Enjoy it. I can just bring you a beer down there and have a beer belly while you're there, but I'm going to keep you open. So that's the thing. It's very important. And then I realized when I sat down with myself and I started writing a book about this and about all of my experiences, all of my thoughts. I mean, not all of them because some of them were very weird and I didn't include them because they were pointless. So others I did, and I was going to publish it because it's going to be a sequel of how it started, where it started, the different being that I was, because I had a front and I wasn't this person, this vulnerable open person that I am now. Because before, as she said, I tried my best to always show myself that I am bubbly and good and this, and then you go at home and scream with the people you love. You love them, you hate them. I love them. No, you hate them. Why? Tell me. So, your mind works in yes or no. Who are you? The most question that everyone asks. What is my purpose? Who am I? Okay, and I sat down. Who am I? You are love.
Mm.
Okay? So now you have to act from a place of love. Everything you do, everything you do. Like what? Walking? How does love walk? Love walks in a straight line, knowing that life is circular. Meaning that whatever life is gonna throw your way is going to be the same pattern. But all you have to do is walk straight and say a yes or a no. It could be no, right now, I want to lie. But you have to be honest with yourself. It's okay if you are stuck at the moment at lying. I'm not saying it's okay that you are choosing to lie, but that's your business.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to have anything to do with that. But don't lie to yourself because that's when condition of depression and anxiety arises.
Mm-hmm.
Depression is one thing. Deep rest from tension.
Mm.
Meaning that your body is so tense, is so sick of you not trying to feel your feelings. That's like, you gotta sit down. If you're not gonna sit down, I'm gonna make you sit down. So now you're numb with feelings that you have no idea how to deal with them because your parents never taught you emotional regulation. But now you're blaming them. Hello, their parents never taught them emotional regulation. Their parents never taught them. If you continue doing that, you're gonna say, okay, so who am I gonna blame? Yourself. Go learn emotional regulation.
Mm. Right. Absolutely.
And that's when I didn't publish the book because I met this autistic 7-year-old autistic child. She was amazing with this curly hair. I mean, it was beautiful, big orange curly hair, and she was crying. And literally, I was with my ice cream, enjoying it. It was like huge, it had pistachio. Okay, it's beside the point. Anyways, so I was with this ice cream and licking it and enjoying it, and then all of a sudden, the pistachio fell off because a girl just hit me and she was running and I was like, oh, the pistachio fell off. And then the voice was like, yeah, the pistachio fell off. Did you see the girl? But the pistachio fell off. Did you see the okay, fine.
Right.
So then I went running where the girl went and I asked her what's wrong. And she was stammering so badly and she was autistic and she started stimming and I told her, and you know what I did? This is a very good technique. And this works for everyone. It could be your partner, it could be anyone. When someone is anxious, it's good that you give them sympathy first. Be there for them, feel the emotion with them, because that's what we were meant to do with our children when they were 2 years old.
Mm.
When you don't do it when they're two, they're going to continue to have that man who has tantrums, that woman who has tantrums and needs stimming and doesn't know how to, and the stimming never ends because those stimming were never emotionally regulated. So I sat down with her and I started doing like her, hitting on my head like her, and then she stopped because she knows that when you see it, you know that it's not, something is not right. When you hit your head, they know it. You think they're not feeling, you think they have interoception problems, do it to them and then see whether they're gonna like it.
Wow.
And then I started doing exactly like her. She stopped. She's like, what are you doing? Yeah, I'm doing what you're doing. So she literally, you literally have to stop being an adult and just feel. And that's when she stopped. I told her, okay, what is the real problem? She actually told me what her real problem is. And her real problem is, she told me I was scribbling because, so this is not for autistics. According to research, it states that scribbling aids memory. You can memorize more with scribbling, but autistics know it innately because autistics, they tend to stick more to their innate authentic being. That's the thing. So she used to scribble, and then there was this teacher that literally tore her scribblings and said, "Why you're not focusing? You're not paying attention to the class, blah, 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 blah." She tore her scribblings, and then her world collapsed. So now, after she told me what she told me, she has regressed to being nonverbal
Oh.
after our speech. So what did I do? At first, I was angry. I wanted to grab her hair, drag her down the hall, literally like a roly-poly, throw her down the stairs. Okay. And then I was like, calm down, calm down. Anger is meant to be that visiting relative that goes to a patient in a hospital but never stays overnight.
Mm.
So if I'm going to allow the anger to stay overnight, it lost its effect. I have drowned in the emotion, and I have emotional dysregulation.
Wow.
Because anger is there to be used constructively. It's there to tell you, ding dong, this visitor out. So it's meant to tell you something, that your boundaries has been crossed, that there is something that's triggering you and that you need to take action on it. So what I'm going to do, whine, complain, and say, oh my goodness, the education system has failed us. Look what happened. And spread hate and negativity because that's what I wanted to do. Jesus, no. Jesus didn't allow me to do that. I was like, Jesus, I'm ready. I'm ready to set that school on fire.
Yeah, we come from the same cloth. I would have been there too.
For that child, you love children, Jesus. I mean, I'm sure you're gonna say yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, I thought I was in a business transaction at that moment. So, and I mean, the only answer I got is like, use it constructively. Oh, you're so helpful, Jesus. How? So then at that moment, I thought about it. I didn't act because I'm on this journey. As she said, that I'm being very mindful of what to do, at what action that it's the most important things that you're going to do when you're angry that is going to define your character. So then when I decided, you know what? I know what to do. So Jesus, you're going to be proud. One sour cabbage doesn't make the whole salad bad. So that means this one feature doesn't represent the whole educational system. Ain't I proud? I got there, Jesus, after a month, okay? Just bear with me. So then I decided to, you know what? I'm going to turn all of her original drawings. Wait for it. It's still here in the packet. It took me 3 weeks to literally publish something normal because I know how to do the abnormal, not the normal. And I turned them into a book.
Oh,
That's one of her drawings.
really?
Yes, it's full of her drawings. I turned it into this whimsical story of a Tinker Mess book sequel. And this messy child that is magical, but she has problems because her mother is not understanding her, or she doesn't know how to handle her tantrums as much. And then she has this imaginary friend called Mushu Pet, and that's her inner GPS. That's her intuition that is going to help her and guide her, but no one can see her inner GPS, which is Mushu Pet, except her. So how is mom gonna give her the advice that Mushu Pet is gonna give her? Because there's no better advice. Listen, children, listen to your mom and dad, because they really know, they have the experience. But sometimes there is this feeling inside of you, the good voice, not the shaky, shaky, that is gonna help you and guide you even better than your mom. Because
Mm,
no one knows better of what you need than yourself. But
mm,
an elevated mother who already follows her inner GPS will understand you. So this is
mhm.
what this book is about. I want to bridge the gap between the mother, the fathers, the parents, and the child and the children. So the first book is about she had a tantrum, and the mother couldn't understand her. Will she manage to understand her, and how? But then there's the second, the third, and she is called the girl who knows no hello. She has problems to say hello to people when they come to her. And I can relate, because there's sometimes people come to me and they consider me emotionless, because I do have lots of emotions, but you're coming to me with short talk. What I'm gonna tell you? So what? You want me to talk about the weather? The weather is obvious. I mean, if it's cloudy, what am I gonna tell you? Oh yes, it is 50 Shades of Grey.
Exactly. Your spit is expensive, right?
Exactly, my saliva, So I can get a sore throat, or something. So the thing is that no, it's not my kind of way of speaking to you. It doesn't mean it's emotionless. And if we give more leeways and benefit of the doubt, listen, that doesn't mean because she didn't speak to me. It's because, oh my God, do I have to judge her? There was once lately, there was this woman, because I realized that I didn't I kept my thoughts in my head. I loved complimenting people, but I used to keep them in my head. So then I decided to go on self dates, and whatever Jesus, the voice, came and told me, I used to write notes depend and give it to specific people. And then there are also women pass by. I'm like, danger, huh? Some of them thought I'm lesbian, other thought I'm like weird. And there was this woman who was like, and at the beginning, I felt this sense of rejection. I'm not going to do it again. Well, look, when you're kind, and then Jesus face came again. And it's about, listen, if you're going to be kind to achieve something back, that's a transaction.
Mhm.
At the same time, being kind, it's not a selfless thing, guys, because karma's watching it, and you're going to get it back, but not on that day. That's why it makes it difficult to give, because you wanted to receive it on that day. But you're not going
Mm,
to receive it on that day. You're going to receive it on a special day. That's why it's even better. And it depends. It's going to define your character. So if I'm going to be kind because you're kind to me, what character do I have? No, I'm codependent. I'm depending on the surroundings. But if I'm going to
mhm.
be kind, no, even if you're not going to be kind to me, I'm implanting seeds, the mustard seeds. And that's what I'm all about. And that's what I started doing, like complimenting. And there was this time where that's how I started combating the sense of rejection, because every time I was rejected, I'm like, they're not rejecting me, they're rejecting that part of them that that didn't receive that much compliments, and they don't know how to handle
Mm,
it. It's fine, darling, I understand you. That's very important that we do.
Mm.
That's how I started loving life. I really love it. I know what. Now I think that when you're in pain, because as she said, right now my grandma's dying, and I cried, and everyone was stopping me because I'm coming from a family, um, which you understand when the big book is gonna come. So I'm coming from a family where we need to suppress our emotions. So imagine me, and even where I come from, it's very traditional. So when you cry, everyone is running away, literally. So when I was crying and the nurse saw me crying and everyone was crying, I'm surrounded by relatives. She's dying and no one is crying. They have their eyes red, no one is crying. I was doing like that. I was like, since when? Cry. So I held her hands, and you can't. She was not pooing. I mean, it was literally, it's constipation. So she was not pooing for a whole week. Well, she held my hand, and I started crying, and I told her, feel my emotions. She pooed at that moment.
Mm. Wow.
And I told her, oh my goodness, Nana, look, you getting my vibe. Now, yeah, the poo I had, you got it. Look at you. And she started smiling a bit. She's not even speaking. I believe that people, if they have this mindset, they can literally have a rebirth. You have the choice to die or to live. And pain, if you see pain, it's like, this is how I see pain now. Look at me now. I'm gonna cry. I might close this and then feel about Nana and cry again. But I have this mindset that I know that pain is like a sexy man. Okay. My kind of sexy man, he has to be very intellectual. Because I'm a sexual. But that's beside the point. And he's going to come to me and flirt with me. Pain is a flirting agent. Yeah, literally, it's life flirting with us. When he comes with the banter to see how much you're going to resist and to test your boundaries and to test this, pain is a flirting mechanism, life's way to see what you're made of. Life flirting with you. So might as well get those petals out and get ready with your lingerie and say, I'm ready. If you know what I mean.
Mhm.
So that's the way I see life now. You're going to cry. It's going to be hard. I'm going to hold your hand. But listen, if you have no hand, I'll hold your legs. If you have no legs, I'll hold your body. Whatever you have, I'll hold that. But you need to get F up. Or else I can't do anything without you. Because I can help myself, but I cannot help you. If you're not going to help yourself.
Right.
Right.
Absolutely. Jewel dropper, man. Jewel dropper. This has been so much fun. I'm for real. So yes, listen, I feel this energy. I accept all of the love, tough love, and on all that comes with it, because you are a force to be reckoned with. I really appreciate how you just show up, the authenticity in yourself, being yourself, just being able to share as freely as you have. It's refreshing. It really is. And I know I've learned a lot, like, in this time. Not that I didn't the first time that we talked, but even more. It's like, ooh, that was a good nugget. Ooh, I need to put that on a t-shirt. I deal with like for real. And I'm gonna send you that t-shirt. Look, exactly. I'm gonna send you that t-shirt too. But you really like honed in. I've dealt with a lot of rejection and abandonment, especially with processing adoption. So what you were just talking about when it comes to pain and rejection and not taking it personally. And like you said, listen, for somebody who's 5 feet tall, when you were like, I don't even know if I'm short or not, maybe I'm just so high on myself that I feel like I'm taller. Like when I say I felt that, I felt that. So yeah, I'm about to grow a couple more inches because I'm about to be real high off myself.
I really think I grew up. I mean, I'm seeing people from a different level right now. I don't know whether it's a mindset, but and I'm telling my friends, I am taller. Did you see that?
Absolutely. And the fact that they can go there with you and, you know what I mean, and see that with you, that is really important as well. So I can't thank you enough. We will definitely be back.
Whatever, if you have this mindset, whatever you set your mind to, it's gonna take a bit of time, but it does work. You're really gonna get it. And I have proof of my friends. They have changed from A and they became Z. They're amazing. Their minds, even their mindset is similar to mine now. We're all like lily frillies. Like literally everyone is inside in the storm and afraid, and we are literally getting this place where there are waves and it's cold, and we're using the platform as if it's our runway, and I go, go girl, move as if you're in a catwalk, let's do this, and then jump in the sea. That's how we do. That's how we, and then there are people like, did you see that? I'm not sure whether they're alive or dead or they're in my imagination. Whatever it is, it's amazing. I'm telling
Yes, exactly.
Well, this has definitely been a pleasure having you on. Everybody, at least on my Facebook page, they are loving your energy and the wisdom that you have shared this evening. Like, oh my goodness, like I could just listen to her all day. I'm like, I know she is absolutely phenomenal. I'm so glad you came on. Oh my goodness, you have
So look, can you
definitely
tell
helped me
folks?
better.
I was gonna say, can you tell folks how to be able to purchase your book? Is it
Oh
can you
yeah.
purchase it?
Yes, it is on Amazon Kindle,
Okay.
and up till now, that's where I put it. Finally, after 3 weeks trying to put it there, I managed, guys. I managed. So it is over there. You can find my links even in my social media page as well. And there's going to be so many more things. I think I'm going to also create soon a calendar with quotes specifically for your kids. Because imagine, for example, if Valentine's come, I really want to that we have the society where you don't need to tell your kids to get some Legos or have some flowers or something small for their mom or for their dad. There's just in there in their calendar, it's just ready for you guys. So it's this thing where I want to instill these things in the kids so that I alleviate the pressure from the parents, because the parents, kudos to you guys, you're doing a good job even when you're not doing a good job. For me, imperfect parents are the perfect parents. All they need is just some handouts, because I have no kids, so I can help you with that, because I am a lone wolf and I think a lot and I got Jesus.
Well, look, those two things make a nice mesh when it comes to kids, okay? Because we tell them take the
And
wheel all
that's
the
the
time.
thing. I love kids. Kids love me. I work with kids as well because I'm an activist and I do lots. I actually, they have chosen. I went once in school instead of someone as a professional to do a speech so that they can choose science, etc. From then onwards, every school now wants me to go there because the percentage has increased. Blah blah blah. I am working with them as well. Besides my other work, I have lots of work. But the thing is this, that there are ways and means that you can be helped, and you have no time to do all of that research. I can do it for you, and more books are gonna come. So parents, what you can come up to me in my DMs, you can slide in my DMs, and literally tell me, like suggest me, listen, I have a problem, I have this problem with my kid. Can it be incorporated in a book or something? Or can you come up with something so that my child, listen, children are visuals. When you said the types of communications, there's the written, there's the listening, there's the verbal, there's the visual. The end. 75, I guess it was 75% of the population are visuals. I stand corrected. I'm not sure, between 65 or 75%. The majorities are visual learners. So the thing is this: if you're gonna tell him what to do as a parent, don't tell me what to do. But Tinkermaz did. Oh, Tinkermaz did. I'm gonna do like her. So that's the thing. When they see it, when they read it, it hits different. So I'm here for you, parents. Let's do this. We got this. Let's change them kids.
Well, y'all
Let's
look
do
her
it.
up. Look her up. Follow her. Buy the book. Oh my goodness. She said slide in her DMs, ask her questions. She does the research for you. We have enjoyed it. But before long, time just goes by so fast. And then we're at the end of another segment. But y'all, we had Gigi on and she came with it right out the box.
And by
Yes.
the way, guys,
Say that again.
consider me. Remember, Morgan? Consider me black sometimes.
Yes. We did. Listen, we were having a conversation. I was like, listen, I'm not sure based upon like your accent and just like appearance and everything. I was like, what nationality are you? What ethnicity? And I was like, you know what? It don't even matter. You invited to the cookout, sis. Okay. You were with, she was like, yes. All my friends be telling me, I'm like, yes, you can come.
Yes,
You
because
are
everyone
invited.
tells me that by any chance you have like a black grandfather. I don't know whether that's racist or something. Yeah, I don't want to be insensitive because I blunt. If so, stop me. But it's the truth. I mean, and everyone tells me, but are you half caste? Are you this? Are you that? I mean, even I remove the makeup, I'm not that white. So the thing is this, and even my ways of being, I told listen, I wish, okay, I have parts of the family I do not know yet. I do not know my complete heritage, and I wish they are so, because I love their energy, and I do not mind it, because did you see Rihanna? Did you see them half caste? I want to be that, and not only that, I love the way they're on a different, for me, they're on a different scale. I'm not taking anything away from the white people. I love you too, but it's the passion, you know. Passion in my pants. And sorry, that's something else. That's actually a song. My mind.
Exactly. Well, no, like I said, you are family first off.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
But yeah, we got a seat for you at the cookout. You ever decide to come onto this side? Listen, our doors are open. We would love to have you. Yes. Look, and you let us know if you ever want to divulge. Just be like, hey, Morgan, here's some dates I've got open. Let me know if you can come see. Listen, I will come. Like we were just talking, April and I, we will girls trip it. We will come and hang out. Listen, we will come and hang out. So we're ready.
Absolutely.
Get ready. We're gonna climb.
Yes.
We're gonna do canoeing, because that's I don't do shopping. It's boring for me. It's shopping. The shop comes to me. Okay, the online. But then we're gonna climb. We're gonna see the mountains. Maybe our shoe is gonna fall or half of our bodies, but our mind is gonna be amazing.
Listen, I'm all for it. She said, "Wait a minute, wait, shoe fall off."
Yeah, we might lose one shoe. I mean, yeah, and some scratches and bruises. But you know what? We have been born as a canva. And what do you do with a canva? You fill it with art. Bruises are artistic.
Okay.
Let's be artistic.
Okay, y'all hear it. I'll just let people know my whereabouts.
Exactly. Listen, I'm ready.
This is the last place I was. Come and find me.
If you see the
exactly,
scar,
I am everywhere but nowhere. Okay.
Exactly. And if you see this scar, you know what that is? That's abstract art. That costs 500,000 to look at. Okay?
Oh my goodness. Y'all, thank you so much for joining us this evening. We are definitely going to have Gigi back on with us again at a later date. We have had so much fun. If you have not subscribed to the House of Peach, there's a QR code on the screen. You need to scan it. That way you will be notified of when we are on, and then when we have events, that way you don't miss another episode. As you see, we have guests from all over and with all kinds of energy and bringing and dropping those gems for us. We have had fun. I feel better today. I do. I feel better. So until we join again on next Tuesday at the same time, y'all, when we come back next week, we are going to be in the month of March already. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? The month of March. So we'll see you, we will see you next month. How about that? So next Tuesday at the same time on the same platforms. There's so many. You need to scan the QR code. That way you'll stay in contact with us. You'll know when we're going to be on. But until then, have a great evening and a great rest of your week. And we will see you next Tuesday.
All right. Thanks again,
I know what to do. Instead of a bye, let's do a Gigi bye. Toodaloo.
Toodaloo.
Yeah, I'm so extra. Express myself.